The grapes is thin, the top is fat. The winter's just a bite. My dog grills up on the subway floor and sleeps through every fight. I miss the deep dish and was so goodbye. But this month is a question I have to try. Oh, New York City, lights they burn so bright. But Chicago nights still hold me tight. Walking my dog through the midnight haze, trying to find the truth in these city days.
Hey guys, it's Wednesday, Wednesday, and wanted to do a little bit different of a type of blog today. Wanted to talk about kind of what it's like to live in the area that I picked in New York City, which is on the border of like Tribeca, Battery Park area. Ended up leaving Chicago and coming to New York for 30 days. And really the 30-day mark was picked mostly because if you want to do like a short-term apartment, it has to be a minimum of 30 days. And I didn't come here really for like a vacation, even though I'm still doing fun things. But I kind of came here just to live a normal lifestyle of 30 days to kind of experience what being in New York City and Manhattan area is like. I've always kind of wanted to spend more time in New York, so this was a great opportunity to be able to do that. And absolutely a lot of things that, in the first few days here that I absolutely love about New York, especially this area. And then a few things as well that's kind of surprising me. That's kind of nicer about back in Chicago. So definitely some pros and cons and trade-offs. But first thing about the area that I noticed, so the apartment that I'm in is basically sitting right on Rockefeller Park, on the border of Battery Park / Tribeca area. It's pretty much kind of like the last building, and then it overlooks the Hudson River, and you see a great view of the skyline of Manhattan as well as Jersey. You can even see the Statue of Liberty. I would say in terms of views, especially for like a high rise in the lower Manhattan over here, right on the water, is absolutely like breathtaking. I think the views are 10 out of 10. I love all the parks and greenery that's around it. The building I ended up picking was more of an older like luxury style for it. It has valet parking, it has a rooftop, grills, it has like a gym, which isn't the best. I've been going to other gyms, but it's kind of like a slightly better hotel gym. And then as well as it has like a lobby area with like a door person as well to receive your packages and everything. So that, which is something super new to me. I've never had like a door person. We obviously have buildings like that in Chicago, but it's kind of just nice to kind of see what that's like. I think this area is definitely a lot different of a vibe, especially like Battery Park area. There's tons of kid parks over here. Like the vibe to me kind of is closest to like Roscoe Village. It's like taking Roscoe Village and like Streeterville and like combining them together, I think, for Chicago. You have the vibe of like Roscoe Village where it's like there's a ton of like just babies and new little kids here because of all the parks. And then dogs as well. I feel like it's just a great spot to pick for dogs. That's kind of one of the primary reasons why I ended up going with this location. But then you take like the location of being on the water and kind of think like Lakeshore Drive, high rise, overlooking Lake Michigan, kind of a similar experience over here, but overlooking the Hudson. That's kind of the best comparison right now that I can kind of put together of what neighborhoods it kind of feels like from Chicago to New York City. It's definitely still really busy, but I mean, like Battery Park is kind of like this niche of a neighborhood here that has it has quietness and has lots of like beautiful parks to kind of stroll through, and especially like early morning or late at night, it's definitely very quiet during those times. During the day, on a nice day like today, people out late in all the parks, and like it's definitely pretty busy and ton of kids. Honestly, that's probably one of the biggest takeaways. But absolutely kind of loved the area and ended up picking it because I just felt like it was a very like dog friendly area. One thing that kind of like surprised me though is I picked this spot and thought like, oh, I'll have all these lawns and stuff to play with whiskey and run around and have them go to the bathroom. And then when I'm walking around, I see all these signs on all this grass and parks that say no dogs allowed, no dogs allowed, no dogs allowed, which is like super frustrating. So I'm like, oh, come on. I still see people, especially like early in the morning and late at night, like running and playing with their dogs. So I don't know how tight of a rule that is. I feel like during the day, it's probably like you got to be respectful and not do that. But maybe late at night or in the morning, it's probably a little bit more acceptable. But the area itself, I think, is like, for me, it ended up being perfect. Like, I still feel like it's really good mix to be able to walk whiskey and take them out. But I also feel like I'm getting the vibe of like not being in a super touristy area. Like, I actually have pretty much stayed in the lower Manhattan area for the last like 5 days. I haven't even gone by Central Park or Times Square or anything over into like the heart of the city in there in the mid-Manhattan area. And I want to venture out over there, but like I've just had plenty of stuff to do over here. I feel like everything's kind of like a short walk. Within about a 10-minute to 15-minute walk, I can have the subway access, plenty of good restaurants, gyms, there's a Whole Foods, Target, everything I need is pretty much within 10 to 15 minutes. So I really don't have any complaints about the location at all. And I really, really do like the lower Manhattan area, especially like the Battery Park and like river, like front. Like basically they have what I would equate to like the Lakefront Trail in Chicago running on the west side of Manhattan over here from like the lower all the way to upper, which is basically just like a river trail that runs like, I think it's like 20 miles long, and it's just full of people walking their dog, working out, biking. It literally just, like, honestly, I don't run much, but it makes me want to like run every single day because I see hundreds of people out there running. And it just reminds me of like the lakefront path in Chicago on Lake Michigan. It's absolutely gorgeous and I love it. So like that, I think, was a really, really nice area to be so close to it that I can constantly like go on walks there with whiskey or go for a run. So I really enjoy like that waterfront promenade with all the parks, lawns, playgrounds, and people kind of walking around. I think like Battery Park itself has like 36 acres of public park space in the neighborhood, which like just makes it feel so much different. As well as just a ton of different like nice restaurants, cafes, parks, and everything to feel from. I also brought my car. I don't think you really need a car at all, but I ended up bringing it just because I would have had to rent one to get risky here and stuff, and ended up valet parking it a few blocks away. Ton of parking in the area for garages and stuff. One thing that I did notice is you make sure, depending on what access hours you need to get your car in and out. I almost booked a garage where I can only get my car out from like 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. or not on the weekends. So just make sure if you need 24-hour access that you book that. But the experience itself, like I just text the guy to bring the car out and it's valet, is great. Like it's been super handy. Like I don't only need the car 2 to 3 times a week, and I don't really recommend probably bringing a car. I just don't think it's needed in the area. But if you do and you need to just kind of park it, there's plenty of garages available as well.
One other thing that's worth mentioning is there isn't in-unit laundry. So you have to go, I'm super lucky, so my apartment's right here and the laundry room is right here. So you do have to come in here if you want to do laundry. So it's pretty easy and convenient for me to come in here. You download an app and then you kind of put money on there, and then you're able to put in what machines and you just pay on the app for it. They have 2 washing machines and 2 drying machines, and every floor in the building has this. I guess that's probably the most inconvenient piece that I'm just not used to. But I've also heard having like a washer and dryer in your apartment in New York City is like a golden standard. It's like you have it made if you have that. It's the entranceway to like the Sun Terrace. which is on the 19th floor. Super beautiful. You come out here, and you can't have dogs up here or pets, but it's open from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., weather permitting. It's not like a huge deck, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Like the views, you have almost 360-degree view. You have the down lower Manhattan view. I believe that's the World Trade Center building right over there. And then you have absolutely beautiful view of the Hudson. And then of course, like you have just like this lounge area to sit. You have like a nice chair, table, chairs. There's a grill up here. There's a few different grills and private areas you can use, and it's all first come, first serve. Here's like one of my favorite spots. So it's completely private. It's first come, first serve. You come here, and my plan is to come here Friday and do like a lunch grill. And you come here and you get your own private area. It's super secluded. It's covered in trees. Honestly, it's like, it feels like you're not in a downtown area, but then at the same time, like you have this gorgeous view all around you of like an urban city vibe and the Hudson River as well. And the grills here look really nice, actually. They clean them every day. So I see that they take it away and it's all clean. You have an ice machine right here with fresh ice. And then there's usually a cooler here that you can put stuff in, but I don't know where it went. Here's more lounge chairs and places you can sit. Oh, here's the cooler. So that's the cooler that I was looking for before. You can fill this up with ice. Bunch of lounge chairs. This spot's nice because it's actually covered and shaded. More chairs and tables. There's another grill and ice machine. And it's really nice. There's absolutely no one up here. I feel like on the weekend, it's a little more busy, but during the week, it is a Tuesday at 6 o'clock. There's no one here using it at all. And the view is absolutely insane. I can also see people awkwardly in their units right there. I could see like 3 people that are in their kitchen making stuff, so it's really awkward. I'm actually really glad I don't have any of those windows facing this. But there's Manhattan right there on the right. There's all the different piers. That first 2 piers that you see is actually Pier 25 and 26, which I showcased in a video a few days ago. But basically, honestly, there's just a ton of different piers as you go down. It really reminds me of being like in Chicago on like Lakeshore Drive, like the lakefront path. And then there's constant boats, ferries, helicopters, planes, all going between the Hudson here. And you have Jersey on the other side. And then the Statue of Liberty, it's really hard to see, is all the way far off in the corner. And then below is just a ton of green parking space. That's going to wrap up what some of the thoughts I have for living in the Tribeca Battery Park area. Stay tuned, guys, for next video.